hey folks, everything new under the sun. I thought I would do a quick review slash look at an old John Deere RX75. Now this is one of those actual ride-ons as opposed to a lawn tractor. I guess you could all ride-on with the rear engine. And I'm going to read some specs from tractordata.com. Now this John Deere was their style anyways, the RX75, and this was the economy model. There was an SX75 that was a deluxe model. This one has a 9 horsepower engine in it. It was built from 1987 to 1990, and you're just going to see a bunch of clips of me driving around, and so you can just have a look at how it does, and I've got some slower ones in there as well. But this was a unit, like I say, 9 horsepower. It had a Kawasaki 290cc 1-cylinder gasoline engine. It it had a gas tank of 1 gallon, and it is a 2-wheel drive with a 7-speed mechanical variable transmission, called the Variator. I guess if you Google Variator, you'll see John Deere, all sorts of links with John Deere about that. The wheelbase is 42 inches. The weight overall is 380 pounds. It does have a charging system on it, so it is electric start. The battery's a 12-volt battery, and the deck is a 30-inch mid-mount deck. So that is the information from tractordata.com. Now I'm just looking at the model number. I'm not sure. Mine is somewhere in there, 87 to 90. Anyways, it was a short run for that. But so I got this RX75 for $60. It was not working. I looked at it. I worked on it for a little while, and I figured, well, this thing seems like it's probably good enough to put some money into. So I took it to a small engines guy because I didn't have enough time to put new pulleys on, because there was idler pulleys and stuff that were rusted. I was able to get the engine going. Had to clean up the carburetor. It took a little bit of work to do that. I had to leave it overnight in gasoline. Here you can see it slogging through some heavy-duty brush. So I was putting it through its paces, and it did really well. I have a Bohlins 1050, and it is completely keeping up with the Bohlins 1050, which is a 38-inch deck with 3 mower blades on it. So it does really well. I've got about 1.5 acres of property to cut, and I hadn't been able to cut this in all season up till end of June basically, because my mowers were down. So I got this one, and I sent it to a small engines guy to pick up that story where I left off, and it ended up costing about $340. And he put new belts all around, except for the dry belt, which I had to do later. He greased everything up, got stuff working, got the deck all reconfigured and everything working properly, and like I say, greased up, and did an oil change on it. So he did a fair bit of work replacing the idler pulleys and that sort of thing. And yeah, this thing isn't really meant for deep grass, but amazingly, because it's so much lighter than my 1050 and there's only one blade to spin, the 9 horsepower engine actually does a really good job. What do I think about this overall? I think this is an excellent little mower. If you can get one that's not all rusted out, then like this one, it's not rusted out at all. I did put some rust paint on the bottom of the deck after I cleaned the bottom of the deck out a little bit, just to preserve it. But the main deck where you put your feet, there's a little bit of rust, but overall it's pretty good. I'll probably end up doing some wire brushing of it. Now, in an earlier clip, you saw the turning radius of it. It's actually quite sharp. However, the front tires on this, for whatever reason, sometimes lock up. I think the gears are a little bit worn. That wouldn't happen in a new model, obviously. But I'll have to get some replacement parts for that. Overall, it's a great little cutter. It's very simple, all belt-driven. So it's something I can easily fix, it's something I can fix a bit easier than the Bohlins 1050. Which is a bit of a larger, heavier, more rattly tractor, and it's getting long in the tooth. It's actually older than this, and so I put this one through the paces. It's worked really well, and I love it. So if you find one on Craigslist or wherever, and it's not too rusted out, I would definitely suggest looking at it. You're gonna have to do some work on your own. I probably paid a bit more than I really wanted to get an old, a 20-year-old tractor going. but in the end, it looks like I have a fairly reliable tractor. So I'll end it there. I think this RX75 is great, and I don't know what comes on the deluxe version. I'd be interested to know. But anyways, I'll put the full-length clips if you want to sit down and watch them, but I won't put any further commentary on the video. So, and we'll keep this video for historical reference if anybody wants to find out what the RX75 looks like mowing lawn. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video.